I'm going to bring in a member of the older generation, if he doesn't mind me saying that. His name is Art Laffer. He and I are of a very similar vintage, so to speak. Here's the question, Art. Does this generation, the youngsters, do they need to be paid off to work hard and get those $1 million a year jobs?
Well, I don't know if they need to. They've surely got incentives for doing well at these jobs. I mean, the payoffs in later years are huge, but, you know, they have to live in the meantime as well. So whatever their schedules are, I think it's probably appropriate. These guys do work very, very hard at their jobs, but they do have huge futures, which a lot of other people just don't have.
You dodged the question, Art. you dodged the question.
I meant to dodge it. Didn't I dodge it eloquently, though, Stuart?
Yes, you did, actually. Yes, you did.
I mean, I tried to get around. I didn't want to offend anyone, the payers, the payees, the future. But these are great jobs these kids have in these firms, and they're going to get payoffs. If the past is anything like the future, they're going to get huge payoffs. I mean, just look at some of these people and all they make. I mean, it's huge. So yeah. I think they deserve to be worked really, really hard, and they should do a good job. And I don't know what their starting salary should be, but they shouldn't have to miss lunch. Gosh, can you imagine what it would be like, Stuart, to have to miss lunch frequently? I mean, I'd be a skinny little rail instead of a roly-poly.
Okay. That was a very good dodge. You're a diplomat, man. You should have been at the State Department years ago.
I'm getting there.
Right. Let's get serious. Let's deal with what you deal with here. Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, says we need higher taxes to finance infrastructure. We need higher taxes to reduce income inequality. We need higher taxes. What says Art Laffer?
I don't think we need any of that stuff. It's their preference to get that. But their need for taxes and higher taxes, especially on the rich, is their need to seek revenge from people who succeed. That is what they're saying. That is what the whole process is saying. There are a lot of these people, Stuart, who are driven by jealousy, by dislike of the wealthy people, and that is the group that needs this. If we need higher taxes, if you need more revenues, you would never do it by raising tax rates on the rich and on the estates. You do it by moving to a flat tax, a low-rate, broad-based flat tax, just like I did for Jerry Brown, and you can generate lots of revenues much easier with much less damage to the economy. But she doesn't want to do that, nor do the people in the Biden administration. They want to punish the rich for being successful. And that's their goal. That's their mantra. And I don't think it's the right thing to do, but, you know, we live in a democracy, I guess. And the winner takes all, and they are the majority.
Okay, so if we do get higher taxes on the rich, and even on the middle class as well, probably, and we do get trillions of dollars in money spent by Congress, and trillions of dollars printed by the Federal Reserve, what's the result of that? By the middle of the year, when all of this has been flooded out, what do we get?
Well, I don't know about by the middle of the year, but this will slow our long-term growth path dramatically. You know, we will become Japan. We will start diminishing as a powerful economic nation. You know, you can't tax the major producers and earners in this world a lot and expect them to not spend their time trying to avoid taxes, trying to do tax shelters, trying to do all sorts of other things other than producing output. And what you can see, starting with the stimulus plan of W and then Obama and then the slow growth, we are right on this trajectory, which will bring us down to extremely low growth rates. Now, that would be okay if you were the only country in the world and you just wanted to take your time progressing. But we have competitors in this globe, Stuart, and China and all these other countries are not doing that, and they're growing really fast. We are in a world competition, and we're starting to lose.
Yes, we are. All right. Art Laffer, thanks for joining us. See you again real soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart. It's fun to be with you.